So Michael, this is the dish that you picked, and then we have two other dishes that my mentors said we must have, and we're gonna see how all the wine works with it.
You're absolutely right.
Let's start with the fried milk, because it is the most unusual, I think.
Well, while you do that,
Yes.
I'm going to find some wine.
Okay,
And
fine.
normally you're thinking white wine and red wine, but with this one, I wanted to go different. I wanted to go out of school, and I'm going to pour you two wines. So what I'm pouring you is sherry. Now,
Some sherry, okay?
some sherry. Sherry is going to be one of the newest and coolest trends with wine and food, and it's really quite versatile, and it's great value. So the first one we have is a Fino. And Fino is a young, fresh style of sherry. When you're serving sherry, you want to serve small portions because it's higher alcohol, 18% or higher,
Okay.
and it's quite intense. So with the Fino, when you smell that,
Beautiful aroma.
you can almost smell the ocean,
Yes.
and it's got a little bit of a briny character to it. When you taste it on its own, it's quite dry, very palate cleansing,
Yes.
and it's got almost that salty or sea air and a light nuttiness. When you try its brother, they're both Finos, but this is an Amontillado, so it's spent time in wood, maybe 40, 50 years, depending on the Solera that it's in. So that's where it's extracting all of its deep color. So you can make it really fresh like this, or you can put it in the Solera system and let it age.
Beautiful, very great aroma.
When you think of sherry, picking up on the crab, picking up on the richness, the Fino style or the Amontillado style, I thought it was a perfect match for this.
Really nice. I highly recommend that. This combination is really kind of great. So where shall we go next?
5,000
Years of culture on a plate. So tell me what you've selected. What did you think when you tasted it?
If this was 5,000 years of culture, I had to think of something cultural, something old, and
Okay.
went back to old world, back to France. Decided to go with a Pinot Noir. It's a simple appellation Burgundy. It's a Bourgogne Rouge from Chanson, and it's the Réserve du Bastion, which
Okay.
is named after the ramparts that surround the city of Beaune, where deep in the cellars age these beautiful wines. When you smell it, it's light, it's clean, it's fresh, and that's what I wanted to go with this. And this is quite rich. And what I like about the Pinot Noir from Burgundy is that backbone of acidity that it has, that I find cuts through the richness, brings out the flavor, picks up a little bit on the earthiness from the mushroom, and makes for a very interesting combination.
All right.
But you tell me what you think.
Okay, I'll tell you what I think.
Perfect temperature too. That's one of the things to remember with wines. The room temperature is not the 70 some degrees that most houses are kept at, but more the cellar temperature. And so with red wines, it's okay to chill them. Put them in the refrigerator for a half an hour.
'Cause that changes your whole perception of the flavor, right?
It really does. What chilling it down does was it brings the fruit up. As it gets warmer, you find more of the alcohol and some of the astringency comes out. But when you have it nice and cool, that fresh fruit flavors shine.
It definitely works well together. So on paper, you think chicken, Pinot, but then it's how it's prepared.
Because there's a range of styles of cooking.
Completely.
There's a range of styles of wine.
Really good call on the
that?
Burgundy. Simple, pure, great combination.
Okay. So usually with fish and shrimp, the default is to think about serving white wines.
Yes.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So what we're going to have is a rosé.
Okay.
Rosé is an underappreciated wine. Oftentimes people see pink
Yeah.
and
They think sweet.
They think sweet. This wine, it's dry, crisp. It's got a nice acid, which refreshes, and I think it complements well.
It feels like anybody would be able to enjoy that. You know, that's the other thing. You don't have to have any preconceived notions about it. You taste it, you go, oh, that's great.
Exactly.
It's refreshing.
It is very refreshing. And, when you're having wine with food, that's what you want. You want something that's going to refresh, that's going to cleanse the palate, that's going to keep the appetite going, and just value add to the whole experience.
I love it. I feel that this kind of a dinner in this sort of atmosphere really warrants a beautiful wine, and not necessarily an expensive wine, because that's the whole point. A great wine that you're going to enjoy doesn't have to be expensive. Because I think people think, oh, it's going to be $200. No, it doesn't have to be that. Thank you, Michael. I think you did. I think you really rose to the occasion. Breaking the rules. Who knew it could be so much fun?
Is it?
Yes. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
They don't clink well, do they? That's
That's okay.
But
It's
it's
all
okay.
good.